Hey everyone, John here, and I'm just gonna do a couple of doll updates because I haven't made a video in a while and I keep meaning to, but stuff keeps getting in the way and yeah. So after I got my Twilight Saga Jasper, I was like, wow, this doll, I really love his face, but there's not gonna be anybody that I can afford and stuff. So I finally bit the bullet and went and got Montana Gold spray paint. And that thing is that there's always been dolls his skin tone that I've been meaning to match to bodies, but I just really didn't want to put out the money for this spray paint just because it's nearly $20 and I'm very, very cheap when it comes to art supplies, so yeah, but since I did get Jasper, I was like, well, he needs a matching body, and I can't have him on a very stiff kind of body. So I took his head to the art store, and it was a very awkward exchange where I was just like, help, I need to match this doll head to paint. And she was actually quite professional and understanding, but she was like, maybe you should get the flesh tone paint. I'm like, no, this doll is very pale. And so, luckily they had this color, which is bone, if you can see that. And yeah, so, it was a very close match, even though it did lack a kind of pink undertone to it, but if I did find a doll body in this color, I would have just put it on there and not even cared about the skin tone match. So I have to be a bit less precious about having a matching skin tone for a body, just because you can't get pre-made matching custom skin tones whenever you can. So yeah, so this is like a good middle ground for me. So yeah, when I got home, I was like, I just ordered Jasper's body that day. I'm not going to see it in a couple of weeks at the very least. And so I was like, but I really wanted to try out this spray paint. So I was like, oh wait, I do have a doll with the Mattel Peace skin tone, and that's Twilight Victoria. Sorry that she gets washed out. She's very pale. But yeah, she's on a fashionista body and stuff, but her previous body was a knockoff fashionista body, but it was so loose and the plastic was really cheap and shoddy, and I really didn't like playing with her. But so when I got this home, I was like, oh boy, better give Victoria an upgrade, because she has the same skin tone as Jasper. And yeah, I'm very happy with the way the paint went on the body. Surprisingly, even though it's solvent based, it does work pretty well on vinyl parts, I think. And yeah, unlike other spray paints where you needed to wait at least an hour between each coat, the paint that the Montana Gold paint I used, it was dust dry within a couple minutes, so I could always move the joints and then do another thin layer of paint, and then wait a couple minutes to do another layer of paint. So that was much faster than ordinary spray paint. And the thing is that it dried semi-matte, which is pretty good to me, because most of my other spray painted dolls, it has a gloss finish, and I always have to put a layer of matte MSC on top just so it's not so shiny. And yeah, so yeah, I spray painted her body, and that I covered most of the parts that usually chip with super glue, so it's held up pretty well in the last week and a half ish. And yeah, but I'm very happy with how this paint matches her skin tone and stuff, because even though she looks really white, she does have a very kind of ivory skin tone to her. And so kind of trying to find a match matching body has just been really difficult because I really do not want to spend like $80 or something on a fashion royalty body, just because like they have a lot of issues that I don't like. So yeah, so it's good that I spray paint. I got to have like a matching body using a save as fine fashionista body like this, and yeah, and because I finally got her a matching body, I started looking more at my other dolls from the same era as she is, like, which is about 5 years ago now. And that meant that I looked at my other doll who had the same kind of, who had the same facial sculpt, the Tangle sculpt, which is my Barbie Basics doll. So yeah, the thing is that, like, I never really liked her hair at all because the very front part of her hair was, like, cut very blunt, and it just, like, it did not blend very well with her default hair. So when I was younger, I cut it all off to match the front parts. But I always thought the color and the style never really suited her face. And so I've always been like, oh, I'll reroute her eventually. I'll do it later. But in the end, I finally decided to do it just because I wanted to have both my Tangle sculpt dolls to be up to the kind of standard that I want it to be. And I'm very happy that I did reroute her and I did repaint a body for her, because I've just been playing with these and I've just been feeling awed and happy and just like really proud of myself, because I feel really happy that my dolls are up to a standard that I really wanted them to be. And so yeah, in other news, my friend Nataluna, she sent me a very belated birthday parcel, which had 2 made-to-move yellow top dolls, and 2 fashion set fashionistas. I did film myself doing a box opening for the package, but when I was really looking at the footage, I found myself like feeling like a bit too emotional and weepy, and it's just like I'm not up to that kind of level of putting myself out there yet emotionally. So yeah, but for my 2 made-to-move dolls, I did put my Tangerine Twist head on one of them and my Barbie Basics Mobili head on this one. And I'm very happy because, yeah, the bodies match the faces so well, and, like, yeah, and, like, these were, like, the last 2 dolls that I really wanted to get onto made-to-move bodies. And, yeah, I'm so happy and grateful for Nataluna, like, just generously giving me these dolls and stuff, and I'm so happy. And yeah, and then she also got me these 2 dolls as well. As you can see, I did customize both of them. This one was on a petite body, and so I ended up putting her head onto my leftover Tangerine Twist body, which the body parts is, the torso and arms are the Glam Vacation Grace body, but the legs are from a Fashionista Nikki doll. And so, yeah. And as you can see, she's wearing her default outfit, and it just fits absolutely perfectly. Like, I'm so happy with that. I also ended up boiling her hair just to pull it all back, because, like, there was a couple things I didn't really like about her hair, that, like, it had these kind of weird grey streaks on both sides of the head. So I just picked out as much as I could and just, like, boiled it so it laid on the purple side. And so you can see the contrast. So you can see the contrast on her hair is much greater than if it would have been on a default doll. And I just thought, like, it just looked much better all pushed back using a headband. And yeah, I really love this doll. I love her hair color. I love her fashion style. And it's just, yeah. I'm so happy about that. And my emoji fun doll. She actually, her default hair was very flat, and there was a lot of bald spots on top. And so, I was kind of disappointed that she didn't have her kind of curly hair that she had in her profile. I mean, in her promo pictures. So I decided to just really winely curl all of her entire head and then teased it out into this afro. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. You can't see any bald spots now. It suits her very well, and yeah, I really like her on the curvy body because it suits her face and her style, and yeah. But I do want articulation for her, so I'm half debating about buying a action figure body for her, just so she can move and sit down and stuff. But yeah, right now I'm very, very grateful that I got her as well. On a random side note, I haven't actually been. I've been going to Savers like pretty frequently in the last couple weeks, but they've just. I'm getting kind of worried because the doll selection either like someone else keeps buying all the new dolls, or they just kept the same dolls there for like weeks and weeks on end. So the doll section there has just been kind of shrinking a lot, and I go to like a lot of Savers around here, so yeah. But I did find this enchanted Giselle head. I think she was the bride version because like she had like long hair up to here, but then other parts were really short and like tied up as well. And so I did cut off like the very front short bits and then get like bits from the back of her head and like rooted it into the front of it. So yeah, and I ended up putting her on a made to move body, and I really really love her on this. I don't think she looks very much like Amy Adams, but yeah, I love her. I just love her look, and she just feels very nostalgic to me. And I do find it kind of ironic that like two of the dolls that I have from like the mid 2000s on made to move bodies, they're based on actresses who both played Lois Lane in the last 10 years or so. So yeah. So I love her. So yeah. Also, my partner's family finally got back from the trip from Europe, and yeah, considering all the stuff that happened in Europe in the last month or so, I'm very happy that they came home safe and sound. And so yeah, like they did go to Disneyland in Paris, and they did ask me if I wanted to get wanted anything, so I just said, oh, just bring me home something that's Beauty and the Beast related, because it's my favorite film of all time. You know, and surprisingly, they actually got me the Beauty and the Beast Belle doll, which which is very surprising to me because this is the first time someone who isn't my age or is a doll friend has actually gotten me a doll. Like, yeah, this is my partner's dad and sister, and yeah, they got me this Disneyland exclusive Belle. She doesn't have the articulated body, but honestly, I really don't like the articulation on them, especially since Made to Move and stuff have appeared. The box is a bit crushed, but you know, I'm still very surprised. I've just been keeping it inside the box just because my entire Disney doll collection is actually inside this box here right now, and that it's when I want to get my doll room set up. That's when I wanted to box her, and I'm half debating about putting her on a made-to-move body, or if I should just display her in this one. Like, display her on this body, because, yeah, she means a lot to me, because, yeah, I've just never had, like, non-doll acquaintances get me a doll, so, yeah. Finally, I want to talk about my recent male doll projects because yeah, ever since getting Jasper, I've actually been looking at my other Ken dolls from the same era and like, wow, these are really expensive on eBay and stuff. I better like at least do something with mine instead of just neglecting them and stuff. So I actually been customizing my other Twilight dolls, including including my Jacob doll. He isn't. This isn't his permanent body. He's just in between bodies right now because yeah. As you can see, I did paint on a beard on his face and then flatten his hair just because I just think he looks really ugly without it. Like, it's definitely not my favorite Ken face sculpt by far, but I don't know, I think he looks much better with a beard defining his face a bit better. And yeah. I did just get him a like $10 knockoff action figure body that's coming in the mail because like even though I want him complete, I don't want to spend too much money on him. So yeah. Another Twilight doll is this Edward Cullen I found at my local op shop. It's ran by like a girls group or something, but yeah. So I found him for like about $1, and yeah. And when I got the Montana spray paint, I was like, maybe I should like spray paint this other action figure body that I really didn't like. I bought it because it was also insanely cheap, but it had like a rubber torso and it was like really, really, really grey. And I bought it for my Pocahontas Kocoum head, but it just did not look very good. So yeah, so I spray painted this action figure body, and like most of the paint stuck really well, except to the actual rubber vinyl torso. And so I ended up just using up all of my milliput and just like sculpted him a new torso that was a little thinner and that fit his look a little nicer. And yeah. So I do really appreciate my collector Kens now, knowing that, you know, they're a bit harder to find and stuff. And yeah, he doesn't have shoes because all my dolls, like all my male dolls right now, have really large feet, and yeah. Ironically, I did order a Coup model. I did order a Coup model tall body for my Kocoum head about a week before I found Jasper. But the thing is that, like, when I got Jasper, I was like, okay, that Coup model body is going to Jasper. I'm just going to order another one. And so I ordered a second one, and both of them turned up within a day of each other. So that was pretty surprising, considering there was like a week gap between the two order periods. So here's my Jasper repaint, like body custom. I feel really bad when I posted this. Like, I posted his body online because a lot of people were really, really hoping that they could just get a ready-made pale body for their Ken dolls and stuff. So I had to tell them that I had to repaint the entire body. But yeah, as you can see, I really love the Coup model body just because it is taller than your normal average action figure body, and it's a lot more fashion doll sized, and I just really love the sculpting on the torso and stuff. So yeah, and I'm very happy with my custom look for him. And yeah, I can't find him any pants that actually fit him without it like splitting in the back. So he's just wearing this very, very small pair of shorts. And I'm thinking of making him shoes to go over his socks, just so it doesn't chip his paint and stuff. And yeah. I love, I just really love his face. It's just like, it feels like, what a Barbie Basics head should have looked like for the Ken dolls from that collection and stuff. And yeah. And then here is my Pocahontas Kocoum repaint. Yeah. Like, his face actually was really, really, really orange, and that his default factory paint was rubbing off in places, and I just didn't like the wall-eyed look. So I decided to wipe him and like make his skin tone match his face better, because here is what his here is what his skin tone match really looks like in the back. It's just like, it's bright orange in comparison to that. But yeah, I think I did a really good skin tone match considering. I'm just really surprised at the kind of response everyone has had to his repaint, because I was really, really nervous about repainting him. I wanted him to look a bit more updated, a bit more modern. And yeah, and so I really so I imitated the Collector Ken kind of face paint. And I'm very overwhelmed, but I'm very happy with the response he's gotten, because like everyone loves him like this. And yeah. He is wearing a pair of Fashionista Ken jeans, but they're very tight, like very, very, very tight. Like, I can't even like bend his hips in it, but you know, they look good on him. And yeah, he looks pretty, so, you know, that's a good thing. And yeah. And so that wraps up most of my doll projects from the last couple of weeks now. But yeah, I've been meaning to photograph these finds, but I also found these at Savers yesterday. They're the Marin Shiklana dolls, I believe, which were made in like the 60s or 70s by a very small Spanish company. And even though they have no joint stuff, I think they look amazing for the scale, the sculpting, the personality. And yeah, I just haven't been able to really post about these because I don't know what to say about them. But yeah. And I think the boyfriends go. So yeah. And I guess in other doll news is that the 50th anniversary Francie has finally been announced, and she's wearing she's going to be a reproduction of the straight leg Francie doll, which I really, really love, just because she lacks the rooted eyelashes, and I just do not like the Mattel rooted eyelashes they've been doing for the repro dolls lately. So since they're doing straight leg Francie, she only has painted features, and she's the brunette version, which I'm just like, yes. because it's about, what, 2/3 into 2016, and there was like no mention of a 50th anniversary repro for Francie, so I've just been really worried that Mattel's just neglected her. But yeah, I think she's gorgeous, I think she's beautiful, and my friend Elizabeth Plaid, she's promised that if she could get her hands on one, she'll send me one, which I'm very grateful, and I'm so happy about it, because if you can see, that's my entire Francie collection up there with my three repros and my Silkstone doll all the way up there. So yeah. So I've never actually had a complete collection of reproduction dolls, so Yeah, aside from Francie, and yeah. Also, my other friend Becky, she went to San Diego Comic Con and she managed to get me a Star Trek Vina Orient slave doll, which I'm so I'm still reeling from that. It's just that Vina is everything that I would want Mattel to make in a green skinned doll. She uses one of my favorite face sculpts, which is the Barbie Mermaid face sculpt. Her body, her arms use the Made to Move Barbie arms. Her legs have double joints, and that her torso is, I think it's a new torso mold that is closer to the Barbie belly button sculpt than it is to the new original Barbie torso sculpt. And and the thing is, like, the one thing that I didn't like about Vina in her promo pics was that she had, like, a kind of medium brown mullet thing going on, but I've seen the actual production dolls from other doll owners, and she has, like, almost black hair, and she only has, like, a kind of snooky bump as a hairstyle, so I'm really hoping that I can just take down her hair and just style her to look like Alphaba, because, yeah, if you don't know, I really love Wizard of Oz. Like, there's my Tin Man, my Lion, my Winky God, Elphaba, and, like, I just love the color green for skin tones, so I'm very excited about that as well. So yeah, I guess that's all of my doll context for now, but hopefully I can start working on making doll shoes for all of my action figure guys and stuff. And yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys again soon.